episode of Mr. Nailsin's Wednesday Comics, and continuing on with a look at the Hobgoblin. And this is the second part of this development in the early days of the Hobgoblin, um, where, of course, the very misleading cover, and this would happen several times throughout the story, in that. You would discover the secret identity of the Hobgoblin. I mean, there's Spider-Man. He's got him. He pulled his mask off, and who's the guy? So here we go. Spider-Man's looking into the Hobgoblin. He shows up at the office of a prosecutor for the district attorney's office, and so you have this scene outside the window. She, he comes in, talks to the guy. Hey, I'm talking about the Hobgoblin. He's like, who? And basically gives you the background of it all, and then of course the editor's note telling you, hey, you need to check out these issues, which we already have here on Wednesday Comics. And so there's been a lot of robberies of Osborn properties. So he's telling them, hey, it's this Hobgoblin guy. So let's go here. Of course I would. The Avengers have special security clearances. They cooperate with the police, which is more than I can say for you. Huh? Help is a two-way street, Spider-Man. I might be able to give you a hand if you'll come clean with me. Just what has this Hobgoblin fellow been stealing? At most of the break-ins, there's been no apparent loss. And why has he only hit Osborn properties? Look, just forget it, okay? I'll find Donovan on my own. Sorry I wasted your time and mine. So at this point, the likely suspect for the identity of the Hobgoblin is a thug named Lefty Donovan. And so Spider-Man is searching for that. And of course, doesn't want to get into the history of Osborn because, again, in these days, most people didn't know that Norman Osborn had been the Green Goblin. So he's trying to keep that secret. He complained earlier in the pages that, hey, if I was the Avengers, you'd help me out here. And he said, well, yeah, but they're, officially recognized and all that good stuff. So the DA begins to ponder this. One of my earliest duties as DA was to clear Spider-Man for the murder of two men. One of them, Norman Osborn. Now he shows up chasing a man who's been looting the company Osborn owned. Why? What's the connection? And of course he doesn't know. Because Norman was the Green Goblin, stupid. Anyway, there's no way I could have told him that Hobgoblin was stealing his equipment from the Osborn plants without revealing that the late Norman Osborn had been the Green Goblin. So there's quite the conundrum, because as far as they know, nothing, like he said, nothing's been stolen. Well, it's all hidden, underground and stuff. So anyway, and I'm not about to do that. The word would eventually leak out, and Harry Osborn's life would be ruined. He's already suffered enough for what his father did. So I struck out with the DA. So what? I'll find Donovan sooner or later if he doesn't find me first. It's infuriating to know that he must be out there someplace, holed up with Norman Osborn's secret papers. And Osborn knew that I'm Peter Parker under this mask. If he wrote that down, which adds to another thing of, well, Spider-Man, you really should have cleaned out all those Green Goblin secret hideouts and stuff. Then Hobgoblin might know my secret too, and he could be planning anything. Anything! So he's really starting to sweat, looking for this guy. But anyway, at that moment, in a plush mansion on Long Island, you're sure you want me to? Yes, to attend to that at once. I have one more important task to complete. This is it. This is it then. Okay. So here we go. Lefty Donovan is working on the Osborne chemicals. Well, originally it was Mendel Strom's formula, but Osborne managed to get him busted for embezzling and then snooped around in his notes and found this thing. And so he worked on it. And, well, it resulted in him becoming the Green Goblin. So, anyway, according to the notes from Norman Osborn's journal, the power of the Green Goblin came from mixing these two compounds. Ah, it's turning green. That's the proper reaction. What happens next? My face. Help me. Hold on, I'm coming. It's okay. You're going to be all right. You hear? He's passed out. Probably just as well, the shape he's in. The heat and smoke detectors in this place have a direct link to the county fire and rescue services. The authorities will be here in minutes, and there are things inside which must be disposed of before they arrive. So he goes in, and all of a sudden the whole house blows up. Oh my God. So anyway, minutes later, here come the authorities, fire department, ambulance. What a mess. Any idea how it started? I don't know. I'd almost swear it was a chemical fire, but that's crazy. Anyone else inside? If there was, they're dead for sure. It's burning so hot I can't risk sending a crew in. It's just a miracle that one fella got out. Any idea who he is? Nope. And from the way he looked, when they bundled him off, it'll be a while before he's in any shape to tell anybody anything. So there he is. He remains this mystery man locked up. So, Peter's got stuff to do. He goes around. Betty shows up and wants to take him to dinner. They run into her with her husband, Ned Leeds, and oh, Mary Jane's there. So Peter's like, what? Betty's trying to get them back together and all this type of stuff. But meanwhile, he's banging Felicia Hardy, the black cat. Green eyes, just like Felicia's, just like the black cat's. Oh, brother, it never fails. I'm with one lady, and I wind up being reminded of another. Why can't romance ever be simple? It isn't. Something wrong, Tiger? Wrong? No, no, I guess I'm just trying to make up my mind. Yeah. Yeah, most guys should have such problems. Anyway, time passes for Peter Parker and his amazing alter ego. The days seem to whiz by. Not that kind of whiz. For 3 weeks, Parker devotes half of his waking hours to honing his photographic skills, and the other half to a fruitless search for the man he believes to be the Hobgoblin. Well, here he is in the hospital, And for 3 weeks, an unidentified man lies comatose in a Long Island medical center. 3 weeks is a long time to lie abed. Long enough for bed sores to form and muscles to weaken. Probably pooped himself. Well, he did poop himself several times, but that's what staph is for. So, bed sores, muscle weakness, in a normal man. But, what? Where? What happened to me? I remember an explosion. Bandaged. Must be in some hospital. That's crazy. I don't need a hospital. I feel fine. Just a little lightheaded. Have to get out of here. But where is here? The chart on my bed listed me as John Doe, so they must not know who I am. That's good. Let's keep it that way. Sorry, friend, but I'll need those clothes of yours. Soon. With any luck, that orderly won't be found for an hour or so. Now to find some transportation. I wonder what kind of car that doctor drives. Doop doo doo doop doo doo. Oh. So he steals the doctor's car. Minutes later, Mercedes, not bad. I think I know this road. Yes, 12 miles and then right for another 5. Shortly, the place is a total loss. So why did I come here? There's nothing that connect me to it. It was rented under an assumed name. I I saw to that. But I had to come here. There's something waiting for me here. But what? Head's still fuzzy. Something down there, under the carpet. Yes, hidden where no one would think to look. Dun dun dun. It's all here, waiting for me to become the Hobgoblin. So there you go. You got a pair of Hobgoblin pants, the cape, mask, boots, the purse, and a little back glider hanging off the edge of the table. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Everything is laid out for me. It's all coming back now. Everything is specially tailored to fit. Sensors must go into place. Important. I remember. Why? So I'm guessing a lot of this stuff is because he's got those gloves that can shoot, you know, sparkler zap rays or whatever. So you got to have a system that links it all together, plus enabling him to control the back glider as well. So there you go. They're setting that up. All that matters is that I'm ready. Yes, I can feel the power surging inside me. Now the Hobgoblin can really begin to mystify the world. First, I must get rid of the doctor's car. And then I have to find Spider-Man and teach him the meaning of fear. As the eerie figure streaks away on the jet glider, an entire wall of computer systems comes to life, monitoring the masked man's vital signs, recording nerve impulses and muscle contractions, and analyzing. Always analyzing. Well, Peter's still running around, goes to Robbie Robertson. Well, he's Spider-Man at this point. Come on, I gotta find Hobgoblin. Well, Hobgoblin's attacking the street to draw Spider-Man out. And Robbie says, hey, he's tearing up Times Square. So anyway, if you ever want to use this intersection again, you'd better bring me Spider-Man. Wing him if you can, but bring him down. It's no use. That flying gizmo of his bobs and weaves so fast we can't draw a bead on him. You don't listen very well, do you? I said bring me Spider-Man, or face the consequences. Boom. On a nearby rooftop. McCready, as soon as you're in position. I read you, sir. That maniac's just tossed his last pumpkin bomb. So he shoots at him. Ding. That was a big mistake. So, oh crap, he throws him. Oh, but then Spider-Man shows up. Relax, just go to the lab. I've got you. He's probably got to puke and go wipe. That was some save. Is he? He's okay, just a little stunned. Get him out of here. He pooped himself. Come on, move. Spider sense is buzzing so hard my ears are ringing. Phew, I completed that handoff just in time. Hi there, Hobby. I hear you've been looking for me. What a coincidence. I've been looking for you. Just hold that pose and I'll... Huh? Hold that pose? I can't believe you said that. What were you going to do? Take my picture? If it's all the same to you, I'd much rather go for a ride. Wonderful. He souped up his jet glider so that it's even faster. If I hadn't twisted around and hit this rotten old water tower feet first, I'd be one sorry web slinger right now. Even so, I... Yow! Spider-Man has had it. So you see the results. Spider-Man beat the Hobgoblin so bad, he was left wondering how the hell did the Green Goblin, stand up to him. Well, of course, it was the formula that gave him his super strength, but it also damaged his brain and turned him into a nut. But anyway, so now look what he's able to do. He's lifting this entire dumpster and he's going to toss it at Spider-Man. And, well, he does. Spider-Man's like, oh, and he webs up a bunch of webbing on his chest that'll cushion him capturing the dumpster, and it still takes quite a bit out of him. He's like, how'd he get so strong? So, I mean, it won't take long for him to figure out that, oh crap, he's got the goblin formula. So he's going to be a hell of a lot stronger than the others. Oh, look at the marquee. You can guess what year this was. Yeah. So anyway, he tosses one of the goblins' bombs back at him, and it, burns his ass, and he falls over. Did you see that? Yeah. So they run over there. Spider-Man comes up to him. Okay, Playmate, fun time's over. What? First, let's get rid of this masking. What? I don't believe it. Even with the scars, I recognize your face from your pictures. You're Lefty Donovan. But you can't be Lefty Donovan. What kind of scam is this? How'd you get so strong talk? Now, we skipped over pages for copyright material and stuff like that, but it does go into it where there were some inconsistencies in what, and Spider-Man began to suspect that Lefty isn't the Hobgoblin, but definitely working for him. Yet here he is, he unmasks him, and holy crap, it's Lefty. Strong? It was the Osborn formula. Boss said it would make a man unbeatable, but it blew up. Hard to think. Boss? What boss? What's his name? But as Spider-Man tries to get through to the dazed man, so the little stirrups on the bat glider clamp down on the Lefty's feet. Magno lock stirrup suddenly clamp tied onto Donovan's boots, and the jet glider roars to life. Way! Off he goes. You're not getting away from me again. Not that easily. So he thinks he's trying to escape, but I'll just skitter up the web line and holy, Donovan, pull up! I can't. The controls won't respond. The remote guidance system's taken over. He doesn't want me to talk. He. Pam, pam, pam. Oh, my lord. He never had a chance. Later. Not a pretty sight, I'll tell you. Wonder how you got so strong. Boys, that's the secret that died with the Hobgoblin. That's where you're wrong, pal. The only one who died here today was Lefty Turdington. I mean, sorry, that's my one of my characters from the Nailsin Show. That's where you're wrong, pal. The only one who died here today was Lefty Donovan. The guy who set him up, the real Hobgoblin, is still out there. He must be. And now I know he'll stop at nothing. So, elsewhere, his life ended tragically when he apparently lost control. Did it have? Yeah, it does. Donovan followed his post-hypnotic commands perfectly until that last shock started to bring him around. It's a good thing I was monitoring him. Soon my computers will have completed the analysis of the changes in Donovan's body chemistry, and I will be able to duplicate the Osborn formula for myself without the explosive side effects. A pity Donovan had to be sacrificed, but he had outlived his usefulness to me. For the time being, the world will believe the Hobgoblin to be dead. though Spider-Man no doubt suspects the truth. If he does, all the better. Let him worry about how and when I will strike next. It will only add to his downfall. For it shall be the death of Spider-Man, which is reported in the end. So while he's watching another guy wearing his suit, he dresses up in the suit to watch the TV coverage of it. Yeah. So there you have it. Bit of a bait and switch on the cover. He's, oh, you're going to find out something. But the story was of Hobgoblin having to deal with the problem that he was no match physically for Spider-Man and got his ass handed to him. And so reading further in the journals discovered, oh, there's a super strength formula that Norman Osborn had. But hey, he's no idiot, so why test it on himself? So this is the first indication of some ability to mesmerize people or hypnotize them, what have you. And this plays out even way later into Hobgoblin lore and whatnot. But there was another device that Osborn had that allowed this sort of brainwashing to happen. And as you go through the story, there's a couple other items that Osborn was just too crazy to get around to all the incredible things he had invented and whatnot that just sat, gathering dust in these secret hideouts he had placed all over the city. So the mystery continues at this point, and that became the main guessing game for Hobgoblin. So you didn't get to see who he was here, in spite of the look of the cover. So there we have it. So next week, I'll have something else, I hope, to read and talk about for another fun-filled episode of Mr. Nailsin's Wednesday Comic.